Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, we're talking the truth about tretinoin. Now, tretinoin is often termed the gold standard in anti-aging skincare, and it honestly is, delivering so many amazing benefits from minimizing fine lines and wrinkles, boosting collagen and elastin production, and even fading hyperpigmentation. But I think the reason so many people struggle to incorporate tretinoin successfully is because content creators, brands, and online influencers don't actually tell us the truth of how to use tretinoin correctly in order to get the maximum results. Well, I want to put that right today. Over the past 5 or 6 years, I've been on again and off again with my tretinoin, and I've learned a lot. So through a lot of trial, and in my case, a huge amount of error, I want to share with you the very best ways to incorporate it successfully so you can get all that amazing anti-aging with minimum side effects and irritation. Sit back, relax, let's talk the truth about tretinoin. Now, in today's video, I'm going to share with you my own experiences with tret and with other retinoids, but I really want to hear yours. First and foremost, let me know down in the comments what your retinoid of choice is. Do you use retinal, retinol, tretinoin, different? There's so many different options on the market. Let me know the go-to. Almost use the comment section like a poll so we can see where the true allegiances of the Mad About Skin community lie. Whatever your thoughts on specific retinoids, if you enjoy this style of content where we really do a deep dive to understand how to use products to get maximum results, make sure to let me know by reaching down and giving the video a thumbs up and a like. The more likes a video gets, the more widely YouTube will distribute it on its platform. So it just means as many people as possible can hear this message, which hopefully will make their anti-aging journey that little bit easier. Now, without further ado, I think it's time we cut that waffle and delve straight on in. So tretinoin, what is it? What can it do? Well, it's a super high strength vitamin A derivative. Vitamin A derivatives known as retinoids perform some great benefits when it comes to our skin. They increase collagen and elastin production, which over time can lead to a minimizing of fine lines and wrinkles. They also organize and structure our collagen more effectively in order to deliver maximum results. They increase cellular turnover, which can help fade hyperpigmentation quicker and help achieve a more even skin tone and less skin texture too. There are so many benefits of retinoids. This is why most people will have one in their evening skincare routine. Now, tretinoin is often termed the gold standard, the highest potency option on the market, which in most countries of the world is prescription strength only. Now, in some places you can get it over the counter, but that's pretty rare. Most of the time you'll have to have a consultation of some form in order to access it, because it does come with a whole lot of side effects. 8+ results, but kind of a heavy dose of side effects too. And that's where hopefully this video will help you guys ease your way into your tretinoin journey and hopefully get the best results with minimum adverse reactions. Now, I've been honest with you guys since I started this channel. I have definitely been on again, off again with my tretinoin, and recently I understood that maybe a lot of the things I was doing were just incorrect. They were actually exacerbating some of the side effects that I could be getting, and I hope to be able to pay this forward and help you guys learn from my mistakes, which is kind of the video today. And you know what? There is no judgment out there. We all make mistakes in our skincare, and I think it's all about going on this journey together, which is why I wanted to share my own. So first and foremost, is tretinoin the gold standard? Is that true, or are we being sold a bit of a snake oil fantasy? Honestly, if you look at the data, tretinoin actually has the most robust clinical data behind it of any topically applied skincare. It's clinically proven to boost collagen and elastin, it's clinically proven to increase cellular turnover, and all of this has been documented over many, many years. So if you're looking for an ingredient that's tried, tested, and clinically proven, then tretinoin is going to be a no-brainer. Does that mean that all other retinoids are useless? Absolutely not. Again, studies have been done increasingly on other forms of retinoids that are showing how beneficial they can be. However, I think the gold standard label of tretinoin comes from the fact it just has so much data behind it and tried, tested over many years. It genuinely delivers. But we need to use it right in order to get the maximum results. So here's what I think nobody actually tells you when it comes to tretinoin. They're busy singing the praises of it, but they leave out some of the inconvenient truths and some of the things that could really help us incorporate it more successfully in our routine. First and foremost, that the highest strength isn't actually always necessary. So now, tretinoin actually comes in 3 strengths. You'll have the 0.025, you'll have the 0.05, and the 0.1%. Now, they might seem ridiculously low percentages, but you really need very little tretinoin to get the results. So those are the 3 standard strengths that you'll see. I think for ease, it's better just categorize them as the low, the medium, and the high strength. Now, the reason that I say most people don't actually need the high strength is if you look at any of the studies into these 3 different strengths, they actually show that there is a huge jump in terms of results between the low strength and the medium strength option, meaning the quicker you can get to that medium strength, the better the results you're going to see. But you don't see the same corresponding high jump in results between the medium and the high strength. You actually don't get a whole lot of additional benefits from going from mid strength to high strength, but you do get an awful lot more side effects. That's why increasingly in 2025, we're seeing quite a lot of dermatologists online saying the high strength isn't actually for everybody. Most people can stick at that mid strength and get some game-changing results whilst also minimizing or at least keeping control of those side effects. The high strength might work for some, and if it's prescribed to you, then absolutely it might be the right option. But for most people, actually sticking at that mid strength is where the success lies. Maximum results whilst also controlling and minimizing those side effects. It's not all about chasing percentage when it comes to tretinoin. I think the second thing that people don't often talk about is that there are other high strength options available. So tretinoin, prescription only in most countries, considered super high strength. But there are other options such as tazarotene, which is a newer high-strength retinoid to come onto the market, which increasingly you're seeing a lot of dermatologists saying when it comes to their own skincare routines, they've switched from tretinoin to tazarotene because it delivers very similar outcomes, but again, with fewer side effects and less skin irritation. Now, our skin is unique, so different skin will respond differently to different topicals, and it's always worth bearing that in mind. But generally, tazarotene is considered to be a less side effect inducing high strength retinoid, something that's comparable to tretinoin, but with less adverse reactions, which has to be a good thing. Newer generation, meaning it's something that came after tretinoin and could, for a lot of people, actually deliver the same with less irritation. If you see the narrative online, there has definitely been a shift with a lot of people moving from tretinoin to tazarotene and singing the praises of it. So that's definitely something to keep your eye on in the coming years. There's also this, which is adapalene, another often prescription only super high strength retinoid, which is absolutely game changing if you have very acne prone skin. Now, originally tretinoin was the go-to acne treatment if you're looking for a topical retinoid. However, more recently, a lot of countries have started phasing out advice of using this as the go-to for acne and actually recommending adapalene. This is something we've seen here in the UK where I'm based, where the National Health Service has actually switched from recommending tretinoin as a first line option against acne and now recommends using adapalene instead, which means it's actually really difficult to actually get a prescription for tretinoin because there aren't many uses where it's actually eligible on the NHS. It doesn't cover anti-aging, which is the primary use, and now it's not recommended for fighting acne when there are better alternatives available. So I would definitely say make sure you choose your high strength retinoid based on what you need rather than just defaulting to tretinoin, because there might for some people out there be better options. If you're super acne prone, then adapalene all the way, and if you're looking for something equally beneficial but with fewer side effects, tazarotene might be something to explore with your prescriber. Now, the third thing I think is always neglected in the tretinoin debate is what you should be using alongside it. Always people are saying, don't use this, don't use the other, avoid this active. It's very negative. It's all about what you shouldn't use with tretinoin. Well, let's turn that on its head. There are some things that you definitely should use. Number one, azelaic acid. Now, azelaic acid is fantastic to use alongside any retinoid because it calms, it soothes, and it minimizes inflammation. These are all side effects of retinoids and tretinoin in particular. So if you can use something like azelaic acid that actually counters all of those side effects, it's going to be win, win, win all the way. My favorite azelaic acid at the moment is this. This is the azelaic and kojic clarifying serum by Allies of Skin, but there are more affordable options out there. I'm going to list some of my favorites down in the description box below. Make sure you're using azelaic azelaic acid alongside tretinoin or any other retinoid, because that's really going to help minimize those side effects and just give you an easier journey. For the same reason, I fully recommend that you should be using retin-a, which is another retinoid, on areas too sensitive to use tretinoin. You might be fine on the face to use your tret without any issue, but when it comes to the neck, this is a whole different ball game. This is super sensitive area, and most of us won't be able to use tretinoin on it. So instead of just kind of struggling through and trying to get your neck to tolerate tretinoin, just go for another retinoid, something like retin-a, which is my favorite. I use it on the neck, and this delivers phenomenal results, minimum side effects, better tolerated. You're still getting that anti-aging retinoid action on the neck, but you're not relying on that tretinoin. You can mix and match your retinoids. It's absolutely fine, using them on different areas of the skin based on the level of sensitivity that you have. My go-to retin-a for the neck actually comes from my own skincare line. This is the Mad About Skin Ultimate Anti-Aging Oil. I would use a high-strength retinoid like tretinoin or tazarotene on the face, then I'll use this on the neck and on other areas where I have that sensitivity. I don't want any bit of me missing out on that anti-aging, but I don't automatically want to default to tretinoin on those super sensitive areas. On the neck, you can use this on the eyelids, you can use it on the décolletage. Fantastic way of getting the anti-aging hit without the side effects and irritation on those sensitive areas. Last but by no means least, make sure you're not over applying it. I see people layering on their tretinoin like it's sunscreen almost. We don't need to do that. Unfortunately, most brands will say use a pea-sized amount, which is completely useless because peas come in various different sizes. You don't have them in the bathroom to actually compare and contrast to how much you're using. So it's kind of a bit of a nonsense measure of how much to use. What I would recommend is actually using your small fingernail. On the pinky, half of your small fingernail will deliver a roughly pea-sized amount. So something like that. Now you might think this looks like a ridiculously small amount of tretinoin. It's not. Dab this across the face and then blend it in. That's all you need. If you're using more than this, that's probably why you're getting a lot of sensitivity and irritation. One of the best ways to help things spread is use a moisturizer first. If you put a little moisturizer on the skin, that'll add a little bit of a slip and a bit of a barrier. You then dab your tretinoin over the top of that, work it in, and it'll just blend in so much easier. Trust me. Half the pinky finger nails amount is all you need. Minimize the side effects and irritation, but still get those game-changing results. So, there you have it, guys. A bit of a rundown of the truth when it comes to tretinoin, the things that brands and other content creators won't tell you. They're too busy fangirling about tretinoin and the results they've got without actually sharing how best to use it and some of the common pitfalls that people find. It's all about using the right retinoid for your individual skin's needs rather than defaulting to the one that's most popular or highly praised. Make sure you're using things like azelaic acid and other calming and soothing ingredients alongside it to just ease in your transition to using regular tretinoin. And of course, make sure you use the right amount. Don't pile it on like a sunscreen. Use the right amount in order to further minimize the risk of side effects and irritation. I've been honest with you guys. I'm on again, off again when it comes to my tretinoin, and I want to be a little bit more consistent with my high strength retinoids. At the moment, I'm trying to use tazarotene to see how that works out for me, and I'm applying the exact same precautions using that, and so far, so good. But if you're somebody that's sticking with tretinoin and wants to continue to use it or potentially start it, know that these are the tips for how to use tretinoin in order to get maximum results but minimize the side effects and irritation. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and wherever you are in the world, guys, stay safe, stay well, and love your skin. Take care. Bye.